Okay, and so getting a little bit easier for number 5. We just need to remember that we can cross multiply if we have a proportion like this, where it's basically just a singular fraction on the left and a singular fraction on the right. So we will do the x times x and the 2x plus 9 times 3. So we've got x times x is equal to 3 times 2x plus 9. And we're going to see we get an x squared here, which is going to mean this is a quadratic. And the trick to solving any quadratic is knowing that we want to make it equal to 0 and then factor it, just like the work that we've done with finding solutions to quadratics in the past. And so the way that we make this equal to 0 is we're going to subtract our 6x. And the goal here, everyone, is going to be to keep the x squared value positive. So I could have just moved the x squared over to the right. It would complicate things for me a little bit. So I prefer very much to keep the x squared value positive. So that's what I'm going to do. And so I've got x squared minus 6x is equal to 18. You can successfully do these if you have a negative x squared, but like I said, it just kind of makes things a little bit more rotten. And with problems this difficult, the last thing we need is something more rotten. So I've got x squared minus 6x minus 18 is equal to 0 now. And so as we've discussed in previous lessons, if I can find an x value that makes that statement 0, then it's a solution. And so what we've got, and that is not an 18, that should be a 27, all the way down here. So we'll fix that real quick. And so what we've got to do now is just factor this as we would have anything in the past. And so we'll look for factors of 27 that make 6, 1 and 27, 3 and 9, and those are all the factors. It looks like 3 and 9 are going to work to make 6, and you need a positive 3 and a negative 9. So we've got x squared minus 9x plus 3x minus 27 equals 0. We do our da-da-da. We get, on the left I can factor out an x, and I'm left with x minus 9. On the right, I'll factor out a 3, and I'm left with x minus 9. The x minus 9s will pull out. And we're left with x plus 3. And so if either one of those are equal to 0, then the whole thing is equal to 0. So we know that x minus 9 is equal to 0 will give us a solution. And x plus 3 is equal to 0 will also give us a solution. So we're going to add 9 to the left. X is equal to 9. We're going to subtract 3 on the right. And we get x is equal to negative 3. And then the last piece is to just take a look and see if 9 or negative 3, if we put those in the denominator of those fractions up there, would it cause them to be 0? And the answer is no. So our solution here is x equals 9 or x equals negative 3.